So, hi everyone, and thank you, Mary, for joining. I'm here with Mary Bartnikovsky. Did I pronounce that correctly,
You
Mary?
pronounced it perfectly.
Okay, great. So I'm here with Mary, and I'm so happy to be live actually with everyone. The reason why I invited Mary is, several layers. First of all, with my community, with my pay subscribers community and the ones who have been in Money Map and now in Build to Profit, I will be running a monthly guest spotlight, which I'm so happy to host, where we are sharing, what this beautiful community that we are building here is doing. And, one of you has definitely the chance to get in front of my community as well and share, what they do and inspire us all, and we can learn from each other. Then I invited her because she's fabulous, so she has been running her business from Silicon Valley. And here you correct me, Mary, if I'm saying something. No, that needs correction for 4 decades. She has run, almost a dozen of one women, shows. She's actually a professional photographer who has been photographing rhinos and Dalai Lama and over 700 weddings. When I heard these stats, I thought that it's so fabulous, and they have to be told in this order. And she has been also teaching at Stanford, at Intel, and Apple. And, for a while now, she's been running her wonderful retreats, photography retreats. And she's here to tell us all about how she's making all this possible, how she's running, such a creative and nice business together with Substack. How is that helping her? And, give us some tips on how to take some nice photography, because we're all content creators here, right? So
Yeah.
welcome, Mary. Tell us about yourself. What did I miss?
Oh, you did. That was a great nutshell. Thank you for the introduction. That was beautiful. Well, I'm so happy.
For being here.
Thank you for inviting me, Anna. Yeah,
Okay, so where are you now?
I'm in the heart of Silicon Valley, where I started my photography business 40 years ago. It's kind of
Such a short
no,
time.
it's a long time.
It's a short time. Time flies. I know.
It really does go fast. And what I wanted to share with people about having a creative business is that it depends on where you start it. And it
Hmm.
also, an important part of it, are you obsessed with it? Like, I've been obsessed with photography since I was 7 years old, when my
Okay.
father gave me my first camera.
So listen. Sorry for interruption, but everyone loves to see a nice photo. And since the iPhone, at least, because you have teaching at Apple as well, so I can say that we all love to take selfies and photos. And again, on Substack, we have to be content creators as well, in a way or
Absolutely.
another. So, what made you move from, hey, this is just a hobby for me, and I love taking photos, to actually taking it so seriously and becoming so successful?
Okay, this is a great question. It was being obsessed with it, and it was about 10 years into being an amateur. I was spending so much money on equipment. I mean, I've spent about $500,000 on my business over the years, equipment, everything. And it was just like, hey, maybe we should go into business and try this as a business. And so at the time, no one was doing weddings in a candid way in Silicon Valley.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's how I stood out in the beginning, because no one else was doing it. So the first year was 2 weddings. I did an ad in the Palo Alto Weekly, and it took off. The next year was 27 weddings. And, the thing about weddings is it teaches you a lot about how to be with people, how to get pictures under pressure,
Yeah.
and realized that I loved taking pictures of people and getting paid. I loved getting pictures of people before, but then
Yeah.
when you element of being paid, you really got to deliver. And working under pressure can be a challenge, but once I saw that people were willing to pay for what I do, it just took off, and then that's how it grew to 725 weddings.
Oh my God, that's amazing. So you pretty much, seize the opportunity as well. I cannot stop but thinking about how we are seizing the opportunity as well with Substack, because it's also, just a new kid on the block and everyone is having fun here. So it's really about, finding the right moment when to apply your skills. And isn't that wonderful to get rewarded for what you do and for what you like? So I wish, all of us have that feeling. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's a beautiful feeling. I mean, I would forget about even being paid and the check would show up and I'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm getting paid to do something I love."
so by the way, to everyone here, because we are starting to gather, so if you have any questions for Mary, especially for her creative business, or she's a professional photographer who's also successful on Substack now, and who's having some really great ideas about how to, make this work and keep your passion and make it work as well, just shoot, okay, in the comments. We will be watching the comments, and I'll make sure that I'm reading them from time to time. And hi to everyone. I saw some nice hellos there and people I recognize. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, thanks
All
for
right.
showing up. Thanks for the hearts. We really like you being here. Really appreciate it.
So tell me about the rhino photography. How did that
Oh,
happen?
okay. Yeah, so this was in the jungle of Nepal, and you have to go in with a guide. You can't just walk in there. So I hired this guide, and we actually there's a place where you can stay overnight in this big tower.
Oh,
Oh my god, like
a
tigers
tower
can still
tower?
Huh?
A tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with different levels. So we were deep in the jungle, and then all of a sudden we see this herd of wild rhinos. Oh my god.
Wow.
And there's nothing between, like, they can't even carry a gun, those guides. All they can carry is a big stick. Can you believe it?
What to do with the stick and,
What
a
can you
rhino?
do with this? I know, right? What can you do with a stick?
Good
Like,
that you had the tower.
it right, I know, but at the point, we weren't even at the tower yet when the herd showed up, and so we were like, "Oh my god." Well, he wasn't, he was used to this, but I was just, like, mesmerized. He's like, "Do you wanna stay here or get closer?" I'm like, "No, let's get closer." Like, once if I see something that's so unusual, I gotta get in there. I mean, it's just like, how often do you see a wild herd of rhinos? I have visited Brazil, yeah, there was a
Never seen that, but I would love to. Oh my God.
yeah, you still can do it. So the problem with, the jungle is people will come in and poach these beautiful beings, and, you know, it's they have to protect the rhinos, the population is going down, but actually the best picture I got, I was on top of an elephant, and the elephants aren't afraid of the rhinos, so this baby rhino came up and I could shoot it. It was so close, I didn't even need my telephoto. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm on top of this elephant, and I gotta switch lenses," and I did get the picture, but wow, the
That's
experience just, like,
okay.
surpasses picture.
Do you still have some of those photos?
Oh, and I did not give you that site. I do. So the site is bartnikowski.smugmug.com, and you can go to my site, see pictures of Nepal, all the
That's
different
amazing.
dimensions.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
So after this, I will definitely include a link to Mary's pictures. So I think that everyone will be curious about it. And someone here asked, and Carrie, loved your pictures from Italy. She's asking, where are you traveling next? If you have any plans.
Oh, yeah. So I have a retreat coming up. I actually have one spot open. Now, these retreats are very small. They're one-on-one, hands-on, premium, no more than 6 people, and I've got one spot left for Sicily in February. It's a week in February in
Oh,
seductive Siracusa. And you can get in touch with me by going to my school and you can apply for it. So there's one more. And then I have a France retreat coming up for October 2026. So that's also something you might be interested in? Paris
So
Street?
Italy in February and in Sicily. That's fabulous place.
Yeah.
And France in October. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, obviously, okay. I
very
will I will
traditional.
include the links. So, what do you do in these retreats?
Oh, we have so much fun. You know what we do? We walk around, a lot of walking around on the street, and I'm showing you what I do. Like, you're shooting with me. That's why you're going to benefit from what I see when I want to take a picture and all of the secrets that I've taught myself because people are really fascinating. And architecture, of course, Paris is so beautiful. Um, but it's so fun to walk the streets and not know what you're gonna get, but have this idea in your head like, "Okay, I'm gonna be open to photographing people, architecture, food, everything." And so this is exactly what I do when I'm walking around taking pictures and how I've captured photographs that have sold in my 11 one-woman exhibitions, and you're gonna learn how to do that. And that's why I keep it small because I can give you hands-on help as you're shooting, helping you compose, thinking about an angle, light, and it's just a lot of fun, and I give you commentary on your pictures so you know, and you don't need a fancy camera, you can use your iPhone. Most people shoot with their iPhone or Android phone, and you can get fantastic pictures.
Okay, that really sounds like fun. And again, especially for someone who just wants to really learn from someone who is doing it so well and one on one. So I think we are going to keep on talking about that. I'm curious now, Mary, though. So you're having these retreats that are, sounds fabulous. Whenever I will grow a bit, I really want to be part of one. I want to
Oh,
be part of
good.
one. Those when we talked about portrait photography as well, some time ago. Um, what is your business model? And the reason why I ask you this is because so many people here in our audience are creative souls.
Yeah.
And even though maybe they don't have an offer as such or a business as such, I'm sure that many hearing you out right now are thinking, hey, if someone can do this with photography, maybe I can do it with my passion project as well. So the reason why I ask you is what is your business model is out of curiosity. Also, I know a bit out of curiosity to see how are you combining, obviously your years of experience with Substack, if you are including that in any ways in your business model to, get people to know about your workshops and about your retreats and about what you do and help people find you and discover you. So can you tell us a bit about that?
Okay, you know what? I was thinking about this before we talked, and I was invited by Netscape when the internet was just starting because I did the wedding of the engineer that was in charge of this project to be online. So I've been on all different platforms, and I really find that Substack is the most fun and the best for true engagement. Now, that isn't something that, I've tried all these different sites and, business wise, what I've found is that you want to engage with people in a way that helps them and you want to solve a problem, which is how my whole wedding business started. So, way before Substack. And it was all recommendation by word of mouth. I didn't advertise at all. I did that first ad and then people started coming. And so I realized that there were two things. When you're doing something creative, you have to offer something that's different than what other people are doing. And there's going to be something that you could offer that that is unlike what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you have to be so obsessed with it that you're willing to experiment to the point of failing on some things and succeeding on others. I mean, it's not like a direct path. It's like those rhinos that have to go
Yeah.
zigzag. That's how you have to run away from them. If rhinos attack you, you got to go zigging and zagging. And so it's not a direct path, but you have to keep trying things. Like when YouTube first started, I've been on since 2009. I didn't even know what it was, but it has connected me with people that I would never have found. But why I like Substack the best is because the engagement is different than any other platform. It's really direct between you and the person that it might turn out to be a business, a client, or something that's actually going to be monetized. But you have to learn how to do that and offer something that people really want. That's the trick. You have to
Yeah.
offer that people want.
So find what people want, find your unique angle. We can
Yeah.
make your offer irresistible that way, and be obsessed about it and be willing to fail, because you don't get 725 weddings books booked to photograph just overnight. You have to keep on trying and maybe failing sometimes in the way too. Is that the recipe, Mary?
That you that's beautiful because really, you can succeed, but you have to keep trying and seeing, okay, does this work? Like, I didn't know candid photography would work. It was just what I already loved doing. Like, in my personal life, I'd always be trying to get pictures of people when they didn't know I was getting their picture, and I got really good at it. But who knew it was going to be a money-making proposition?
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
that's the thing. Like,
yeah,
how you're helping people with your Substack is great because you're helping people implement something that could actually make money and help them have a better life.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And how would you say that someone who just starts on Substack with a creativity business, and maybe doesn't have your experience, um should do it, So now you are on the platform for a few months, and you are having a wonderful success actually with your Substack. Everyone should check it out because she's sharing traveling stories, and it's in a wonderful way. She's really sharing her perspective from the places that she has visited and photographed and so much more. So you should really check that out. So what would you suggest someone who doesn't have this level of experience but has a passion, okay, and has obviously unique skill and angle, but maybe doesn't know it yet, but is just starting on Substack to really go ahead?
Well, I really think you have to do a lot of experimentation to see what does work with people. Like, I didn't realize I also am doing travel consulting for itineraries because I've been to 34 countries myself and have gone around the world 5 times buying one-way tickets along the way. And I never even thought, oh, I could be consulting and helping people with their itineraries. So it's
But of
sort of
course
like,
it became one.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you sometimes you don't know until you take a look at your life very deeply and go, okay, what is it that I really love to do that I could keep doing for years?
yeah,
I mean, I'm traveling full time for 20 years and I'm going to keep traveling. I mean, it's so you have to pick something that you're good at and that you could do for years and years and then try different things within that. Like, on my YouTube channel, I have a whole playlist of helping people with travel ideas, other playlists of helping people with photography and just,
yeah.
for tips on it. And so I think there has to be an element of your business where even if you're starting out, you can share your expertise
Hmm.
and then you have to develop something that actually is going to make money, but you can start out by offering it and seeing if people are going to actually start that don't want to pay a lot of money, say, starting out at the gate. I mean, when I first started weddings, I didn't charge what I
Of
would
course.
be charging at the end. So it's like you're going to appeal to somebody, but you want to make some money on something that you do, however small, but
Yeah,
you then do it, and you have to stick to it. You can't like, I got a lot of bad advice. I mean, people be like, "Oh, you're not gonna do that." You're like, why would people I mean, I wasn't getting encouraged, but I loved photography so much that I was not gonna be stopped. So you have to pick something that you're not gonna be stopped.
Wonderful. I have some comments here, and maybe I should. Okay, so John is saying that the best thing must be to work with something you love doing, something that always has something new to discover. I definitely agree with that. So if you don't do what you love, you can definitely not sustain that. But when you find something that you love, and it can be so concrete as building something, or I don't
Mm.
know, sewing or whatever it is, if you love it, then it will not feel like work ever.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm working when I'm deep in my creative process at all.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just
I,
feels like this is fun and, there is a business element, especially with art, and I wanna make this point that especially with art, especially and when you're starting out, people tend to kinda not have the same viewpoint on it as, like, being a surgeon in the hospital.
yeah, for sure.
So you
Yeah,
can
and there is that myth of the starving artist. So it's more like, yeah, you have a nice hobby. I always hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a nice hobby, and so, people still, even after 40 years, sometimes I they don't know that this has been my whole career for 40 years, and it's sort of like you have to break out of that mold just because they think that that doesn't mean it's gonna be true for you. Like you said, the starving artist. No, you don't have to be starving. And here's the thing, I tried living in Hawaii for 3 years, um, doing my photography business, and I really found that I it was going, and I was doing retreats, photography retreats, and yoga, but I found that I was much more successful here in Silicon Valley. So the point I'm trying to make is you have to really go where
Yeah,
you're going to be paid, and sometimes that means you have to change your location and be in a
yeah,
whole different area.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I believe that, so if I can translate this for Substack, I felt the same when I was painting 100% of my time for a while. So now it's just part time, and obviously a little less now that I have it as well. But you have to be where your audience is, and translating that to people who are building newsletters here, because we all have the same stigma, to be fair. What are you doing for a living? Well, I have a newsletter, and I'm trying to make it work there, and people feel like, so you're doing nothing, but it's
Oh,
so much. It's so much to
yeah.
be able to understand, what you want, first of all, what your audience wants, be there consistently, show up, be vulnerable, open up, engage with that. It's a full-time job. So there will be a time, I hope, when artists and creators will be better understood by those who have regular jobs. But it's the same on Substack, so if you are doing something like photography, of course you have to be where your clients are. I mean, if you are in Silicon Valley, you can't get booked for a wedding in Japan, especially if you're just new in the business, right? So you're not Leibovitz to be called out in Japan immediately, or you're not married yet. So you have to start where your audience is, and it's the same with Substack and with any newsletter, no matter pretty much where the platform is. Be where your audience is. If you are writing about travel, and travel stories and locations, then you have to be in the forums and the groups and the conversations and posts and notes where people are talking about traveling. So don't stay only in your own little box, in your own post, and expect people to discover you. Go and find those conversations that involve your topic. If you are writing about dogs, be in the conversations where people talk about dogs and so on. So I think it really makes sense what you did. And probably that's why you also travel so much. And of course, you loved it. But this is an example. I think it's a very powerful example. So you followed your passion, you found your unique angle, you risked everything and put yourself out there, and you took the effort, because I'm sure it was not easy to travel in so many places. You
No.
took the effort, and I'm sure that sometimes that effort meant diminishing your profit to probably very, very tiny, to be where you believed that people who would want to work with you are. And that's, I think, it's a very powerful example, Mary.
Well, you know what? You're right. Because what I found with the traveling was I started to have to turn down wedding photography, which is extremely lucrative. And because I was halfway around the world doing these incredible things and sometimes leading volunteer projects, Mhm. because I would go to places and say, "Hey, do you need photography?" And, none of this was like a program I had to pay for. Um, and I saw the beauty of that, and it was even more than what the money would be if I went back and did
Mm.
a very high-end wedding. Um, and so it didn't when that switch occurred in my head, I was like, "Oh, this is actually a richer experience." And then I did have these exhibitions, but that wasn't even really the entire goal. It was like I'm in this immersion of
Hmm.
what I knows, or I worked in a home for abandoned people for 10 days in, Argentina and did photographs and wrote for them.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it was so incredible that you don't wanna leave. And then I was doing conversational English on the Ganga River in a huge ashram, which I'm still connected with, and who wants to leave that? Like, you start to realize there's this whole other life that you can have, and it doesn't have to be completely by money, like you said. I mean, you're right. You just have to go, okay, well, what is it that I really want to be doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And find that. Wonderful. I have a question as well from Nooks and Crannies. I have to check this out.
Okay.
Hi, Mary. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you communicated the benefits of what you're offering early on in your business. Was it straightforward? Did you have to convince people of your vision?
That's a really great question. Okay, I tried a couple of different things when I was first starting out. So, one of the things was the candid photography, and then I would have people come over and they would look at my work. They've got to see that you could do it, even if you haven't been doing it for 40 years. So, they saw in my pictures that I could do it. So, this is a point for you. If you're starting out, they've got to see that you can do it, get that meeting, somehow get them in front of what you're doing now to prove that
Show.
you do it, even
Mm-hmm.
if you have to come up with some ideas yourself. I mean, that's what I did because I would go to weddings and take pictures. I wouldn't be the professional photographer, but I just loved taking pictures at weddings. So I would take pictures and then that became my portfolio. So there was that. And then the vision part was because it was different than what other people were doing. They
Mm-hmm.
could see that, so they could see that, "Oh, okay, you're not actually doing these poses and interrupting the whole flow of the party," which I didn't do, so they saw that, and then the other thing was, and this is something I forgot about until yesterday, I would put together a sort of a promotional package, and I started writing about how I started doing photography, and a lot of people responded to that. So,
Yeah.
do a little story on how you started and how excited you are about your work.
Yeah.
People really resonated with that, and I think if you can do that,
Yeah.
and help people to see that.
Yeah. So it really, and I think it's wonderful. It really comes down to the internet. today is full of offers, and
Yeah,
we all, I mean, there is whatever you can think of, there is somebody who is doing it.
right.
um let's be very honest, unless, I don't know, it's something completely unique that comes up once in a while. So we have, but still, as human beings, even if you're doing photography, right, so there are tens, hundreds of thousands of other people who are doing photography.
Yeah,
Everyone is doing photography today. So unless you find that unique angle, you cannot really resonate with people who might need that little thing. But even bigger than that is resonating with you. Because why would they trust you with the photography of their wedding or a portrait or anything else? Because you are building that trust, and that trust doesn't have to be only years of building it up. It has to be, I don't know, something in your way of taking photos, something in what you're posting online, and more powerful, your story. And when people resonate with your story, and that's why, we have to say it, because that's what makes us human. It builds that level of trust of saying, hey, if she has been through that and I can resonate with it, means that she will understand better what I need. It's really just, it's making sense. It's really that simple.
I
When you
like
tell people your story, you attract as well to you people who have at least something in common with you. And then it's so much easier to communicate with them, whether you just want to have a nice chat or you want to sell something that benefits them, because
right.
it's making it real and useful and valuable and true and all those nice stuff that makes you not feel like selling anymore. So I thank you for mentioning that. I think it's really the key there.
Yeah, because people are gonna be connecting to you. See, this took a long time to figure out with my photography. It wasn't just my work. So when they were in front of me in the meeting, because you're always gonna be meeting in person first, if you resonated with that person,
Yeah,
then they choose you. And so that's exactly right, what you just said,
yeah,
because they're gonna see something in you. Like, that was such a shock for me. It's like, "Oh, it's not even just my work. They want me to be at their wedding, take
exactly.
pictures." And, after I looked around at the other photographers, a lot of people are doing it just for the money, not really because they love it.
Yeah, but it shows in how much they're staying in the business. It really shows in that. And guess who is, more successful? The one who really loved it.
That's true. That's true. It's always gonna win. So, I just want people to keep going with it. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's after practicing for all those years, I was ready to go into business, but I didn't even know I was ready until I tried it to
Yeah,
see if it would work. So you have to try it and see if somebody will say, "Oh, yeah, I'd like to pay her to do
yeah.
something you're doing that you love." I mean, you just have to try and
You
not
just have to try.
anybody
Yeah.
tell you not to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this, and I'm so grateful to to be able to share this with our community as well. I'm sure that many people are curious. Please check her newsletter out, and the retreat is going to, I'm sure, be fabulous in person, and it's such a small group. Mary, can you give us some tips, for people here who want to take, photography? I let you choose the topic, okay? But,
Okay,
can you give us some tips?
okay. Absolutely, and I'm excited to share this because this is what I'll cover. I'm also offering this 4-week mentoring, so it's weekly, and we're gonna go through, and this is what I can share with you right now. First of all, see yourself as a painter in a hurry. So when you're composing a shot, it's more about slowing down, unless you're trying to get a picture of a person really fast, but that takes a lot of practice. but you can get there. Um, so it just remember that your canvas is what you're seeing on your phone or through your viewfinder. And so everything in that canvas is going to be important. So what you're thinking of is light, angle, composition, and timing for people. And those are the four things. And until, I mean, that's just not, there's no other way around that. Those four things are going to be making a good picture. So each one of those, you don't have to do them all at once, but each one of those are going to be important in your picture. So I would say pick one of those, like light, say light, go out shooting at sunset, right after sunset. There's a magical golden light. See if you can see that and then start composing your shots in that 10 minutes of golden, beautiful light. And you're going to get some great stuff. Go out in the morning if you like. And then another day, try the angle and try different crazy things like lie down. I mean, I do like, lie on the street, get up high. I mean, I don't even, I never even think what I look like. I'm just like, I gotta get there. I gotta be on building, shooting up right next to it. I mean, just get so obsessed in it that you're willing to just do all these experiments and see what you get from it. And, I'll show you how to do that in my mentoring. It's on school. And then if you come on a retreat, I'll show you exactly what I do. And you can do it too. So it's just about taking a lot of chances and seeing what works. And then the part that a lot of people don't do is they don't look at their pictures after to see why something doesn't work and why something does work. So a lot of people that come on my retreats say that alone is worth it because I'm telling them, okay, this picture is fabulous. Why? Here it is. It's the perfect angle. You got the composition. The light is great. Or the timing of this person that you captured on the street is amazing. I'm really surprised at how good people are actually doing and the pictures they get with just a little guidance. And so, like, say you have a business, you need pictures of people.
Just need the nudge.
Yeah, you can just like go around and do like behind the scenes is good. Talk about the things you're going through. And if you're doing a little video, I would say one thing that people do, they do too fast, move the video too fast with your phone, like slow it down and really let the eye see everything. You got to think about your eye, not doing it fast. So you don't want to be fast with photography. And I think because I've been, a film photographer for 25 years and then switched to digital, I had to wait to see my pictures. So you had to really compose each shot because you were paying for each one that you took. And
Yeah.
that's actually a good exercise because make
So take a film camera if they still exist. I love those. I really love those.
right?
They were- yeah, they were amazing. I'm sure many people now don't even know what we're talking about, but they were wonderful.
Yeah, it's a different medium entirely. And all the exhibitions were film converted to high resolution digital files. So they were originally film. So now I'm not saying you have to do that, but you can think like a film photographer and compose your shot very carefully so you're not in a big rush. So I think what a lot of people do is they're too fast about it rather than really looking at something and going, oh, that's amazing. I think I want to take a picture of it. And then thinking about how you want to compose it and how, the rule of thirds, where you're going to make your main focus. And the fun thing about digital is that you can take a lot of different pictures and then pick out the right one, but most people don't do that. So there's probably some gems in your pictures right now
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
need to
for
take.
sure.
Wow, that's perfect.
Wonderful. So, okay, Mary, for everyone, I want to recap a bit as program that you're having on school and the retreats. So tell us a bit about the program again, for everyone here. I will have the links. So you don't, I
Great.
mean, you can mention the links, you can put it also in the chat for everyone. But, when I'm posting this, everyone can see also the links, and they definitely can get directly to you, maybe with some pictures they took at in the golden hour,
Yeah.
today or tomorrow. So to show you what they did. What is their takeaway after the programs that you are running, the one on school and the one in Sicily in February in Italy?
Okay. So 100% everybody that has worked with me leaves with much better pictures. I've got video testimony on my marybartnigowski.com site. Airbnb asked me to teach with them several years ago. I've got testimony there. So you can hear from people that have actually worked with me. So the Airbnb link has the like 105-star reviews on my teaching. So that I'm doing the same thing when I'm teaching people on that one-to-one. So that you're going to get that kind of teaching. And so it's really shooting with me and being hands-on to help you to see differently. And then everybody that's come on a retreat or worked in the mentoring session, and you'll see in the classroom in school, there's different pictures. Each week we'll do first one is light, then angle, composition, and timing. So each week we'll do one of those, and then you'll have exercises to go out and shoot and then come back in the next week and I can look at some of your pictures, and you're going to learn a lot from that because you're going to see why the picture you got is amazing. And then you can keep doing it. So, some people come back to more retreats with me around the world. And other people are just so excited. They just go off and they can take amazing pictures now. So I guarantee your pictures are going to be so much better, and it really doesn't, like, if you can learn from an expert, and this is really true of, I think, anything, if you can get the tips that took me years to figure out that you don't have to struggle with because you're in that moment with me
Yeah.
composing that shot of this beautiful building in Paris or wherever we are, you're going to learn that because you see it in the picture. So you have to learn by taking the picture. That's how I learned, how I taught myself. You have to take the picture, study it, and go, oh, okay, that really is good. And then you're going to be able to do your own commentary after working with me and go, oh, that picture didn't work because of the angle wasn't right. And I'll be doing it with your pictures, and you'll see in the mentoring description, it's a 4-week, um, 90 minutes each time, and it's only 6 people. So you'll be able to ask every question that you possibly have about it. And that's why I keep them small, because you want to be able to feel like you're heard, you got something you're curious about, and you don't need any special software. You don't need a $5,000 camera. You can use your phone. You don't have to invest money in some program.
I think that that's something many people love to hear. Fantastic. So honestly, I would definitely check both your program and the retreats, the one in Italy first, and then next October in France. So pretty much, you are getting 40 years experience, put in your hands. And I think that besides, because you'll be giving them a lots of tips and they will see you in action, you'll be with them in action, you'll be getting one-on-one, support, and not only support, but actually direct communication there. And I think that's what makes it amazing, directly from Mary, and telling you exactly what works and what doesn't work on your pictures, because we all have, I think, thousands of pictures in our phones, right? And some look good to us, but some we don't know why they look good. Or, hey, I look great in that picture, I look great in that selfie, or that building that I don't know, that sunset I took a photo of looks great, but we don't really know why it's great. And
Yeah.
sometimes, are these little things that only an experienced photographer knows about. Hey, because put that angle or that composition or those colors or whatever that is. So I think that's fabulous, and I definitely invite everyone to check on that.
Well, it makes
Fabulous,
me so
Mary.
excited to see people get excited like they're, like, in little kid ecstasy when they were like, "Oh my god, this is so much fun to be shooting that I got this picture." That's why I teach, because of that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I love talking with you, Mary. It's every time it's a pleasure. And I'm again really, really grateful to have you in our community. I definitely invite people to check out on what you do and maybe get more inspiration on how to transfer their creativity and creative business into actually something that is lucrative, because the moment it works also as a business, you don't lose your soul on it. You just are actually even more motivated to keep on doing what you're doing best and what you love. I will be hosting this kind of spotlights every month. If
Nice.
time allows, who knows, maybe more. I wish I could do more, but my baby daughter has to allow me first to do that. But anyways, for sure we are going to do monthly. I'm going to bring here in front of us one fabulous member of our community with their story and what they're doing to inspire us all. And of course, you already know about it. And Mary, you have been part of one of my programs as well. So, Build to Profit, which is the continuation of Money Map, is now out. So, if you're willing to learn how to create an irresistible offer, no matter what you do, and make that happen and launch it to profit, then I invite you to check that out on monetizesubstack.com as well. So, thank you so much for being here. Mary, any last bits of wisdom you would like to share with us?
Yeah, I just, be obsessed with whatever it is that you love doing, see how it goes. If you need mentoring, I also do one-on-one. I have a Calendly link if you need like a infusion of an hour where you just need some advice right now, because, you might be at a place where you're just like, I really want to do this new thing and I want to start now. And oftentimes you just need the encouragement to keep going. Don't give up. You're gonna experiment and keep trying new things and see what works. And the journey is gonna be amazing, and I know you're gonna be successful.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Again, thank you, Mary. Have a wonderful day ahead. And yeah, we'll see you in the comments and the notes here on our
Oh,
community.
thank
Cheers.
you, Anna. Thank you so much. This was such a big opportunity. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You're so much
For
fun.
me too. For me too. Loved it. Cheers.
Bye bye.